So, a recent interview done by the former assistant coach of EG reveals a lot of what was happening behind the scenes regarding Malek, Stewie2k, and the rest of the team overall, which has led to the release of Malek and most likely the downfall of the team.
Yeah, Stewie also responded to all the points brought up by the former man or analyst, I think he was, Evy, and it was a pretty emotional breakdown. And you could also tell that he said a lot he probably shouldn't have, and he also didn't really have much direction in it. But you could tell that he was trying to be as honest as possible. But it seemed like the pressure of leading a team as well as the failure of EG, the atrocity that team was, really got to him, as well as all the coaches, given that most of them are gone now.
Yeah, a lot of the things talked about in the interview revolve around, I guess, behind the scenes stuff, obviously, but more like stuff outside of the game. Like Stewie not saying hi to Malek when he walked into the practice room after a couple days. Malek invited Stewie one time to get Starbucks so they could like just talk, not even
Yeah,
about the
but
game.
a lot of that stuff is like petty little stuff. Like, it's I guess you could look at it from both sides. Like, is it really that big of a deal? But you could also look at it like, is it really that big of a deal for him to just go and get a cup of coffee with the guy after arguing with him? Like, it could go both ways. It just seems like an EU coach was trying to do EU things, and the NA players just weren't having it.
Yeah, and I think even if they had differences, I feel like Stewie was kind of immature in the way he handled the situation. Even if there are two sides to the story, and maybe Stewie was right in some instances regarding the in-game stuff.
I think when you look at such a colossal failure like EG, everyone definitely does share a part of the blame. But the fact that Stewie couldn't get on the same page as Malik, and that is probably the biggest reason why the team went wrong, because those two were supposed to work together to have some sort of direction on the team.
One of the interesting things from the interview revealed that Automatic was backing Stewie in the beginning stages of the team, and then they go on to say that Automatic recognized Stewie's problem. Now, Stewie kind of contradicts this in his response, so I guess we'll never really know the real story of
I
what
thought
happened.
like Stewie never even addressed that part of the article.
I think
Like,
I
I
think
thought he
Stewie I think
just
he talked more about like just the players in general like
yeah.
backing him, whereas that might not be what really happened.
I mean, and it seems like he has not decided what he wants to do with his future yet. I think if I was him, I would take a little break from everything, streaming and all of it, and then probably try and come back to Go. But it's looking like he's going to be a streamer, which kind of sucks.
Or even moving over to Valorant because he's been playing a lot of Valorant, which is fine, but considering the state of his team, it's kind of clear he's not. It's almost like it's not the number one priority. At least that's what he's portraying publicly.
Well, the thing is, he said at the end of his thing that the team has been on like a break for I think like 2 months. He said, so I don't really think there's much of a need for him to play, but I just don't think he would want to end his career knowing one that Twist probably just overtook him as the best NA player of all time, and even despite that, they are literally horrific. They are terrible, and I don't think they are worse than Imperial, which is crazy.
Yeah, and they haven't played in I don't even remember how long it's been at this point, and I believe they're not slated to play again until August for the Blast Fall qualifiers. So, this is a huge gap in their play
And
schedule.
so, for context for people listening, the Wardell thing where he was talking to Stewie came out today, and the thing of Cirque and Breeze's contract running out in September also came out recently. So it's like, is there even much of a point? Like, what is going on with that team? Like, when I think about the team, they're trying to disband, pretty evidently.
Yeah, there's also the whole thing where they brought in these 10 other players for this three-man roster who took EG's spot at
Pinnacle.
Pinnacle, yeah.
There's no reason why the main EG roster should not have played in that. Well, I guess there is a lot of reasons, but like
I feel
they
like
really should have.
I feel like that would have been the perfect tournament to return to if you were a rebuilding tier 1 team with a fair mix of talent regarding the other
Yeah,
teams.
because there was like tier 1 teams there, but they weren't like the top of the top. Like Heroic was the best team there, Like they easily could have had like a semifinal, and that has to give you some confidence when you're that bad.
Yeah, to wrap things up, it's pretty sad to see one of the two premier NA teams kind of fall apart like this. I guess three if you count complexity, but it's pretty sad to see that. I guess the team a lot of us we were iffy about, but we kind of had some blind faith in. It's yeah, it's looking like it's not working out very well at all with no clear solution in sight if Stewie sticks around.
Yeah, the with the ending of Stewie's career kind of being up in the air right now, I think everyone is definitely tuning in for his next game, wherever it is though. That can definitely be said.